You guys are gonna love her. She is the first runner-up in the Funniest Person in Minneapolis contest, and she's the regular host of the Pro Comedy Tour at Dublin. Put your hands together and welcome to the stage the very funny Danielle Trollo.
There we go. Now you know I am on trouble. All right. West Duluth? Yeah. I love it. Yeah. I live in West Duluth. Now you guys are kind of West Enders though, right? I live in Lincoln, the Lincoln Park area. Okay. We have crazy things going on. The crazy things. We have a new invasive species. I call it a hipster. Yeah, I've lived there for 30 years. And they started building up the natural habitat, you know, the barbecue joints, the cider place, artisanal ice cream. Artisanal ice cream in West Duluth. It's all pushing out the old invasive species that I call the plasma donor. But love ice cream, right? Love creamery. You guys have been there? Yeah, that's a lot of pressure to take a date there, huh? Can we just start off with Let's Be Friends soft serve? It's not me, it's you quesadillas. Beautiful weather lately. I was, last week, I got up almost like 50 degrees. I was walking down Spear Street. I went into the Starbucks there on Spear Street, got a coffee and a banana, and I couldn't open it. The lady behind the counter says, peel it from the bottom, like the monkeys do. Have you heard that? Yeah, some people have heard it. Yeah, so I give it back to her. She pops it right open. She gives it to me. She goes, see, we can learn a lot from the animals. I said, that is amazing, but what's that horrible smell? She said, oh, that was my shit-throwing hand. So then I'm walking back down Superior Street. And there's a gentleman because it's such a warm day, walking to all he's wearing is a camouflage shirt and a camouflage tie. I did not have the heart to tell him. I could still see him. I mean, if you want to disappear on Superior Street, if you really want to be invisible on Superior Street, all you need is a piece of cardboard. That doesn't work in Superior, though. You try that in Superior, they think you're bragging. Look at you with that fancy sign. And then they punch you in the face, they take it, and come over to Duluth. I could tell jokes about Superior, though, because some of my best friends dress up like people from Superior. East Duluth, that's where all the money is, right? So they actually built their own planetarium in East Duluth. Have you guys have been in there, the planetarium? Basically, it's a building they've built under the stars so that you can sit back and look up at fake stars. I took my kids there because I wanted to see some fake stars. I was Constellation Kardashian. There was a Mexican astrophysicist working there, really smart guy, a Mexican astrophysicist. And I said, wow, you fuckers really are stealing all our jobs. Sorry I swore there. I think I called for it. But it is a divisive time right now, right? Such a divisive time. I mean, even in the spring, I can't escape it. I see it everywhere. Those hats, the bumper stickers, and they all have that same irritating message. Go Packers! I grew up in St. Cloud, Minnesota. My whole family is Vikings fans, and my sister married a Packer fan. I can't believe the Supreme Court made that legal. My kids went to public school here in Duluth. My daughter lost her hat. They gave her a Packer stocking hat out of Lost and Found. That's why we homeschool now. I got catcalled recently. I was wearing the same outfit a couple weeks ago. I got catcalled. This is what the guy yelled. Heads up, he used some colorful language. He used the word tushy. He said, "Hey, you kind of look like you want your tushy licked."
Oh.
Yeah, that sure made me angry. That's my brother. It wasn't my brother that catcalled me. It made me mad because I had lunch with my brother earlier that day, and I was wearing the same outfit. Don't you think he should have given me the heads up? Danielle, that dress with those shoes, you kind of look like you want your tushy licked. But no, now I have to count on the kindness of a stranger to give me fashion advice. But it's good to know this does double duty. But I am in a good mood tonight. I'm in a really good mood because I finally got a stronger antidepressant. Antidepressant's the pet name for my vibrator. Yeah, here's a little household hint. If your blender breaks, you can use a strong vibrator to make a smoothie. Oh, but the opposite. That doesn't work. Yeah, if your vibrator breaks, don't use a blender. I just want to make a Bloody Mary. I mean, no. That's too far. That's too far, I'm sorry. It's probably no secret for me to reveal to you this evening. I know some of you guys know, I'm sure, that I'm a member of the LGBT community. You know, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and T. What about that T? I'm going to tell you that I am the T. Yes, I'm a transformer. I used to be a Prius. The challenge with being an ex-Prius is I just wish I had more room in my trunk and better headlights. When I was at the dealership, I ordered the automatic with the vagina option, but this is what I got. Does this dress make my stick shift look good? But I am looking forward to that new vagina smell. I think my hoo-ha is going to smell as clean and fresh as the Lake Superior breeze in the springtime during the smelt run. So yes, I am transgender, and I'm 56 years old. I just want to get that out in the open. I know some people aren't comfortable sharing a restroom with someone as old as I am. So because I'm 56, I finally stopped shopping at Forever 21. Now I'm shopping at damn near 60. Or as we also like to call it, Chico's. Who gets that? But there is a new store at the Miller Hill Mall that I love called the Grand Canyon. I don't know if you guys have been in there. It's a lot like the Gap, but deeper. I kind of like the Grand Canyon too, because when people are taking selfies and they get a little too close to me, sometimes they die. So for 50 years I was socialized as male. It's kind of like being raised by wolves. I feel like I'm just turning to learn French. I've been grunting my whole life. But I know that no matter how hard I try, there's always going to be some masculine traits I just can't shake, like expecting people to listen to me when I talk. And telling silly dad jokes. I still like to tell silly dad jokes. Like my kids said that down in Canal Park, you could see a horse-drawn carriage. I said, wow, I did not realize horses know how to draw. Yeah, some of you moan, just like me, but you want another one, just like my tender days. So here's another one. I saw my ophthalmologist last year. He asked me if I wanted to have laser eye surgery. I said, heck yeah, I want laser eyes. Something for my cats to play with. So I was born in 1964. That means in 1976 I was 12 years old. I actually remember watching the 1976 Olympics. Remember 1976? It's when Bruce Jenner won the gold medal in the decathlon and then appeared on Wheaties boxes as the world's greatest athlete. I mean, back then, what little boy didn't want to grow up to be like Bruce Jenner? I finally did it. central Minnesota, just outside St. Cloud, St. Joe. And so when I grew up on a dairy farm, when I told my parents I was transgender, they had no reaction. What really shook them up was when I told them I was lactose intolerant. My mom's like, oh, your father's not going to like that lifestyle decision. Dad's like, no, you look here, young man Lee. They're going to sit at that table till you finish your milk. But Dad, it's not a choice. I was born this way. Well, God doesn't make mistakes. You should try prayer to cure that lactose intolerance. So I decided to go to an ISIS mosque because they do a lot of praying there. And they were having a potluck, just like Lutherans. And I must have asked everybody for some pot. No luck. But then later in the evening, I know the women got stoned. I know, that's a horrible joke. Not all the women got stoned, it was just the ones learning to read. But that's what I love about Minnesota, right? We've got so much freedom here. The freedom of religion, the freedom to love and marry who we want. I even have the freedom to use the restroom at Target. That makes me most comfortable. I was in Target this afternoon, I had to go to the bathroom, it was amazing. I just sat there, and I sat there, and I sat there. The guy next to me said, "I'm gonna shit in you." I said, "No, I'm just waiting for the right child to come in." Because I'm transgender, that's what we do. My friends get mad too. They get mad at it. They're like, why? Why the years of counseling, the hormone therapy, the painful surgery? Why all that subterfuge just to be alone around children when you simply could become a youth minister? Daycare provider. I was out at the bars on Wednesday. I do comedy and political places all the time sometimes. I was out at the bar on Wednesday. A gentleman bought me a drink. Things are going well, so I did what I'm supposed to do in those situations. You know, sometimes they can tell, sometimes they can't tell. So I have to explain. I said, you know, I really appreciate that you bought me this drink, but I need to let you know I have laser eyes. Yes, I'm an X-Man. Somebody like tomorrow. He got it. His reaction was so sad. He just put his head down and started saying to himself, "Don't get an erection, don't get an erection, don't get an erection." But I could see it was too late. I told him I already had one. He's like, "Oh, it doesn't bother me that you're a mutant. I love mutants. What really bothers me is you made a reference to Cyclops of the X-Men. Cyclops does not have laser vision. His eyes are beams of pure kinetic energy. They're portals to another dimension." I said, "Well, I'm kind of like a portal to another gender. I'm kind of like a wormhole between genders. I'm the worm. And the hole." I did get to go on a date though recently. Well, actually about a year ago. Spring training last year, I was down in Florida. I got to go on a date with the backup public address announcer for the Minnesota Twins. The guy who makes the announcements over the PA system. This is what he would whisper in my ear to try to get me into the bedroom. "Maybe I'm having your attention, please. I would like to get into first instance." Isn't that crazy? I guess that's how they talk. All the time. It's hypnotic. I'm pretty soon stretching that single and double and saying, I didn't mind it so much. I didn't mind. I just didn't expect to see it all again later. Up on the Jumbotron. In slow motion from 2 different angles. With exit velocities. What's that? Exit velocities. But I think I am falling in love, though. I think I'm falling in love with my TSA agent. Because that's the best intimacy I've got in the last few years. I'll go up to Duluth Airport. I buy the least expensive ticket they have just so I get to go through security. And I opt out of that body scanner, so they have to give me the pat down. I don't know if you've had a pat down up there recently, but they've become much more firm. I really like it. I'll pay $10 for shiatsu massage, but at TSA it's free to let you touch my crotch. They'll give you an extra $50. This is what they actually say to me. This is what they actually say. They say, I'm going to use the back of my hand to move up your inner thigh until I meet resistance. That's kind of more than I expect. They get confused. They call over a supervisor, and he's like, would you like a private room? And I go, oh, to the side. Does it have a hot tub? Well, we can't let you on the plane with that in your pants, it might explode. Yeah, if you keep massaging it like that. My sister hates that part of the joke. She says, it's too in your face. But I enjoy the whole process so much that after I get through security, I pretend like I forget something. I go out, I come back in again. They have to give me the pat down. It's the law. It's amazing. It's like government cheese. It's free. They have to do it. So here's an interesting question. How many times do you think you can pretend to forget something before they start to get irritated? Oh, it turns out it's 4. I do get really nervous on airplanes, though. I get nervous on airplanes. What I like to do is when I get on the plane, I look around the cabin, and I try to find the prettiest girl. Because then I know that if the plane is going down, she's going to die. That makes me feel a lot better. I got to do, it's only for me a couple of minutes. I like that joke a lot. Not everybody. I did get to do I get to perform for some veterinarians recently, and I learned something interesting about animals. Apparently, pet owners, after a while, they start to end up looking like their pets. Have you heard that? So I'm super excited because my dog has 11 nipples. Maybe that's why my girlfriend bought a new wiener dog. She named it Strap-On. It's a lap dog. I hate fucking cats. But I love giving them head. I don't know, that might have been too far. I'm sorry. I did do some cat sitting recently. My friend has a pet cat named Stan, and my friend is from Georgia. So he's like, well, when you call Stan, when you talk to Stan, you have to speak to him in a southern accent, or he's not going to understand you. So now when I go up to call Stan, I have to like, come, Stein. Come, Stein. Stan still has his testicles, loves to lick them. When the male comics come visit me, they're like, wow, if I could do that, I could leave the house. Yeah, what they don't realize is that if you're slow and gentle, you can. Stan doesn't mind it at all. Listen, everything's all played. I do have a new money-making scheme. I've been buying birds and flipping them. I went and visited my mom for Christmas. This is a true story. Maybe you guys have heard about it. And so down in St. Cloud, on the front page of the St. Cloud Daily Times, people were stealing the baby Jesus out of the manger scenes as a practical joke. And they're trying everything to prevent it. They're bolting them down, they're strapping them down, they're using security cameras. Nothing's working. Now, I'm no biblical scholar, but I think that when it comes to Jesus, the fastener of choice should be nails. Is that too soon? I should wait another millennium. Don't worry, it has a happy ending. He's coming back for Easter. They brought him back 3 days later. So, one thing about Minnesota, we have the stand your ground law here in Minnesota where you can use deadly force if you're feeling threatened. So I called my attorney, I asked him about Minnesota stand your ground law. When is it okay for me to shoot my neighbor's garden milk? He said, well, is the gnome black? I said, no, I think the gnome is transgender. He said, well, you can't shoot it then. Transgender's protected class, you'll be prosecuted for a hate crime. Here's what you need to do. Just ostracize it for a little while. Eventually it'll kill itself. Don't worry. I appreciate your affection for long lives. But no to harm. You know, people ask me sometimes, they say, why did you transition? Why did you transition? You know, I just got tired of walking into a room and having instant respect and benefit out. I wanted to work for it. Why don't you come in here? I don't want to work better. I want to get in the room. I'll just tell you, I have a couple of kids. I have 2 kids. I do 2 daughters. I have 2 little girls. Well, at least that's what they are so far. They're 13 and 15. And you know, people say, you know, boys' voices change as they go through puberty, but my 15-year-old's voice changed too when she went through puberty. And when she got older, her voice started taking on a lot of the same aspects as a raging fucking bitch. Yes. I mean, raising kids is tough. It's tough, but thank goodness here in Minnesota we've got medical marijuana. That makes it easier. I went to my doctor. I said, she said, well, you don't have to get a prescription. She's like, well, you don't have cancer. You don't have debilitating pain. Doctor, I've got kids. Oh my goodness, here you go, maximum dose. So I got the prescription filled. That night I had the best time having my kids in years. It was amazing. Doctor called to check on me the next day. I said, doctor, it was amazing, but I feel guilty. She said, no, that's why I wrote the prescription. I said, okay, I'll give it to them again tonight. Is it wrong that I've taught my kids that abortion is legal until age 18? I have a New Year's resolution. One of the New Year's resolutions I'm working on is I want to get better at faking my orgasms. Because when I'm home alone masturbating, I'm not fooling anybody. Okay, I'll just finish up. This is a true story, too, sort of. I'm going to twist them all. But when I was growing up on the farm in Minnesota, my neighbor Walt loved to farm. He just loved it. He'd spend all day out in the field pulling a plow. One day, a tractor tipped over and he was killed, and the whole community came to his funeral. And people were saying, well, at least he died doing what he loved. At least he died doing what he loved. And that's when I learned something interesting about my neighbor Walt. I did not realize he loved having his chest crushed by a tractor. And then later in the summer, another neighbor, Carl, died from autoerotic asphyxiation. And the whole community came to his funeral, but nobody was saying anything. I said, hey everybody, at least he died doing what he loved. I hope you guys all die doing what you love. Thank you for coming out to support this charity tonight. You're great.
Yeah.
Oh, she turned it off and she put it back in. Everybody,
That-
keep
you
it
did
going,
that to
Danielle.
me.
I don't know.